미국 버지니아주의 린츠버그. 얼마 전 전 세계 과학계와 종교계에 파문을 일으킨 주인공이 이 집에 살고 있습니다.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, hi.
Good to see you.
Good to
Thank
see
you so
you.
much. Come on
Yeah.
in.
이분 알렉산더 박사. 그는 신경외과 의사로 하버드 대학교 메디컬 스쿨에서 15년이나 일한 전문입니다.
How has this affected your life here on Earth? I would think that you would make a lot of your old friends uncomfortable.
They're polite. I think they put up with me.
Yeah.
But really,
But you're a good guy to have at a dinner party right now.
well, it's like saying I walked on the moon. You know,
Yes.
that's a good. That one's good at dinner
Everybody wants
conversation
to
too.
talk to you. Yeah.
Well, it's really about the message, and the message is something that resonates with people.
Has it affected your personal life? Has it affected how do your
It's
sons?
affected everything.
your
And it's
everything.
been a beautiful gift for my sons, for my wife, my family. A beautiful gift in knowing God is real, knowing that prayer does work, and just knowing that our lives mean so much more.
그는 지난 2008년 뇌사 상태에 빠졌다가 기적적으로 살아나죠. 놀라운 건 그 다음부터입니다. 천국은 실제로 존재한다. 그의 고백은 큰 파장을 몰고 옵니다. 혼수 상태에 빠져있던 일주일 동안 그가 천국을 여행했다는 겁니다.
But it was too real to be real because it really happened. But it didn't happen in my brain or in this physical universe. That realm is absolutely real. It's much more real than this realm. This is the dream.
그는 누구보다 과학적 세계관으로 살아온 사람입니다. 세계적인 뇌의학 권위자로 국제의학계와 과학학술지에 수백 편의 논문을 발표했고 가족들도 3대째 뇌과학자 집안이죠. 무슨 일이 있었던 건지 좀 자세히 들어봐야겠습니다.
Well, I woke up with severe back pain. I was just in extreme pain. That's really about the last thing I remember.
갑작스런 통증이 찾아온 건 2008년 11월 어느 새벽이었다고 합니다. 온몸이 경직된 채 911로 구송됐지만 병원에 도착했을 때는 이미 의식을 잃어가고 있었죠. 그리고 얼마 후 그는 뇌사 상태에 빠집니다. 당시 그가 입원해 있던 곳입니다. 그가 받은 진단명은 박테리아성 뇌망령. 생존 확률은 10% 이하까지 떨어졌습니다.
And my wife and our Episcopal minister were outside the door, and that's when they heard me call out, "God help me." Now, I don't remember that. My brain was really destroyed. People don't seem to really get that, except, of course, the doctors and nurses who were here. All my language, words, every memory of human life before my coma was completely gone, absolutely gone.
당시 그의 뇌는 완전히 죽어 있었다고 합니다. 뇌 활동이 정지됐다면 당연히 아무것도 기억할 수 없어야 정상이죠. 하지만 천국에 대한 그의 기억은 지금도 생생합니다.
First, that earthworm eye view.
처음 본 건 단순하고 원초적인 지하 세계인데 더러운 젤리 같았어요. 뿌리 같은 게 주변을 감싸고 있는 느낌이었죠. 다행히 회전하는 아름다운 빛이 저를 구출했어요. 그리고 완벽한 멜로디가 흐르는 새하얀 빛이 저를 향해 오더니 문이 열리고 전 아름다운 계곡으로 갔어요. 정말 완벽하게 아름다웠죠.
생명으로 가득 찬 폭포와 날아오르는 천사들에 둘러싸인 채 그는 신의 나라에 왔다는 걸 알 수 있었다고 합니다. 신의 모습은 인간의 언어를 다 동원해도 설명할 수 없지만 그는 신을 만났다고 확신합니다.
전 나비의 날개를 타고 나가고 있었어요. 그 아래는 많은 영혼들이 기쁨 속에 춤추고 있었죠. 그 아름다운 계곡에 전 혼자가 아니었습니다. 아름다운 여성이 있었죠. 그녀의 생각은 제 의식으로 곧바로 전해졌습니다. 당신은 소중한 사람이고 영원히 사랑받을 거예요. 두려워하지 말아요. 당신은 잘못한 게 없어요.
그가 본 곳은 정말 천국이었을까요? 이 경험을 통해 그의 삶은 완전히 바뀌었습니다.
Really, 8 years before my coma, very much agnostic. Did not believe that there was an infinitely loving personal God, did not believe in power of prayer. That all just was wiped out. And of course, the coma changed that forever. Absolute reality of that God and that deity in that realm is certain. It was all about the fact that love is the coin of that realm, unconditional love.
뇌사 상태였던 그는 7일 만에 거짓말처럼 깨어났습니다. 아무 손상도 없이 말이죠. 그의 얘기를 어디까지 믿어야 할까요? 중요한 건 과학을 소명으로 살아온 최고의 과학자가 천국과 신을 믿게 됐다는 겁니다. 과학자가 신을 믿게 됐다.
You'd think that I would know already just about everything there was to know about consciousness, being an active neurosurgeon. And I lived totally by science and what science had to say about reality. I thought at best maybe I had an Einsteinian view that there might be some powerful creative God, but not one who had enough time to worry about me. And of course I was also at that time starting to slip into unconsciousness, because if I'd been more alert as a physician with severe back pain, severe headache, I would have immediately thought of meningitis, but I was too far gone to be thinking anything.
Did you come back and go to church now? Do you go to church?
I go to church all the time, but again, this is not about one religion, because what I saw, there was just an infinitely loving God, and anything about a religion that separates, divides, we're better than, whatever, that sets up conflict is not part of that all-loving God. And this is all about our being here for each other and about loving each other and manifesting that beautiful, unconditional love of the Creator to each other in this world. And any part of a religion that divides us, that part is gone.
So what do you most want us to know now?
That each and every one of us is deeply loved, and all you have to do is go inside, have the belief, centering prayer, meditation, and going into that realm of quieting that little voice.
Has it changed the way you live on earth? It's proof of heaven, but has it changed the way you live?
It's changed everything.
Okay.
Everything about my life and my knowing of this beautiful reality that all of us can remember. And it's a beautiful thing to know. And that death is not an end of anything, it's a transition.
So now you have no fear of death?
Absolutely not. I know it's a transition, and it's an adventure. It has nothing to do with being the end of anything dramatic.
Do you love differently? Do you love more fiercely?
Yes, very much, because I'm much more aware of the connectedness between our souls, and it's not all just birth to death. It's much more meaningful and purposeful by realizing how our souls connect. That's the only thing that matters.
Because we're all
the
connected.
Relationships.
We're all
because
connected
we all are
in
connected.
that awareness space.
Right.
That space where everybody, when you can quiet the mind, this is what's really great, everybody. When you can quiet the mind and you allow yourself to align with the awareness or recognize you are the awareness. What you're saying is that awareness that is you is also me.
It is.
That is where we are one.
And the boundaries of self
That is where we
are
one.
fictional.
And the boundaries of self are fiction.
Right.
That's all just the stories we've told ourselves and the chitter-chatter that constantly
Right.
goes on.
Right.
Got it.
Yes.
Yes!
Challenging his scientific world tonight. He says he has been to heaven, he can prove it, and he's returned with a message for us all. Nightline anchor Terry Moran tells us his story.
At the Alexander home in Lynchburg, Virginia, Grace is different now. Eben Alexander's a Harvard neurosurgeon who nearly died 4 years ago when a ferocious E. coli meningitis infection attacked his brain and plunged him deep into a coma for a week. Brain scans showed that all the parts of his brain that give us consciousness, thought, and memory were not functioning.
They should be a very rich network of them all through both sides, and yet we don't really see that because they're all filled with pus.
Doctors gave him up for dead, but after a week, Eben Alexander awoke with, he says, a wondrous memory.
Did you go to heaven?
Yes. I was rescued by this beautiful spinning white light that had a melody, indescribably beautiful melody with it, that opened up into a bright valley.
God was there, he says, as a vast presence of love. And Eben says there was a young woman who soared across heaven with him on a butterfly wing and who gave him a message to take back.
The concepts came straight into my mind. You are loved, you are cherished, there's nothing you have to fear, there's nothing you can do wrong.
And that woman, after he recovered, Eben saw a picture of his long-dead sister who he had never met. It was her.
It was the most profound experience I've ever had in this life.
A lot of people are going to say, Doctor, it was a hallucination.
I know this was not a hallucination. It really occurred, and I know it occurred outside of my brain.
Many of his colleagues in neuroscience are deeply skeptical, saying his brain must have produced those visions, perhaps as he awakened. But Alexander says the crystal clear experience he had is incompatible with the random confusion of a brain rebooting. He's now on a mission to share his story.
Our soul, our consciousness, our spirit doesn't depend on the existence of the brain and body at all.
After he came out of his coma, before he talked to anyone else about his near-death experience, Eben Alexander wrote down everything he could remember, 20,000 words he described in detail. That young woman on the butterfly wing, and it wasn't until he saw the picture of the dead sister he never knew that he realized Diane, as he says, it was her. Quite a story.
So are a lot of his colleagues contending with him, challenging him on the science?
A lot of his colleagues are challenging him on the science, but he invites that. He says, let's get at it. Let's have a discussion on how I, given my brain disease, could have had this experience.
It is so much to fascinate us, and we want everybody to know that Terry will have a lot more of his reporting tonight on Nightline. Thank you, Terry.